I go by Uncle Bam, like you said, because I'm an orphan, and when I'm on stage, it's like I'm hanging out with my family, and I'm gonna do my best to be funny. Because tomorrow I'm burying my mama slash grandma, but and then this time last year I buried my oldest brother that raised me. I'm gonna tell you how they go together like ass cheeks. Because when I first came down here and met her, my brother was like, "Hey, this is my mama," and I was like, "Hey, mama." She like, "Nah, call me grandma." She checked me quick. Cause I ain't her baby, I'm the side chick baby, but she still was cool with me. Like, she didn't let me get the mama duties, but she still had my back. Like, I used to be able to call her out of ass whoopings, be like, "Hey man, they about to kick me out of school. Don't let them call that nigga." And then my brother, when I moved with him, he had a white chick, we was Christian. Like, by next year, we was Muslim, there was no more holidays, no more bacon, no more white chicks. And out of those three, it was the bacon I missed the most. I'm like, man, I don't know what my cheeseburger did to you, but it's not the same. But yeah, so it was cool growing up, because when you ain't got no parents, everybody was 100 with you. Like, I knew it was no Santa Claus, but I got in trouble for telling they kids it was no Santa Claus. I said, "Why the fuck you tell me? I'm a kid. I'm spreading the word." That man ain't bought me nothing. Cause she used to buy me gifts, even though my brother wouldn't let nobody buy me gifts. I remember the first Christmas gift I got was one of the remote control cars that you had to follow with the cord. Those was the good old days. These new kids don't know the struggle. They got all this technology. I hate these new kids. I still pretend I'm Muslim just so I don't have to buy my kids Christmas gifts. That's a great strategy. I learned well from my brother. It was dope. Like these new kids they want everything now. They feel so entitled. Like, I got a 21-year-old son that's about as valuable as a quadriplegic in the foot race. Like, I love him because he's my son, but I don't like him as a person. Like, it's fucked up. Like he's a professional gamer. Because that's all I've seen him do. The motherfucker can't keep a job. So I got the internet modem in my car right now. Unless you're applying for a job, you ain't playing shit around here. Like, they don't even know how to wait for a TV show. You remember we used to have to wait like a whole week to catch the new episode? And then maybe it'll be a rerun, and then we gotta wait another week? These motherfuckers watch a whole fucking season right there. Impatient ass kids. You know how to cut somebody out under 25? Ask them to read a book. They'll take that personal. Like, I ain't read since Green Eggs and Ham. I don't even read long Facebook quotes. When they say tap to read more, I just keep scrolling. I just guess the rest of that shit. Yeah, I miss that old COVID. This new COVID don't get no respect. Like that old COVID, you get damn near a month off work, long as you kept proving you had it. This new COVID, be like, "I got COVID." They were like, "We'll see you tomorrow." Like, "I can't smell or taste." They were like, "We don't need neither one of them. Bring your bitch ass to work." And that's how worthless these new motherfuckers is. These jobs that you used to have to go to school and have a skill for, they just be like, "Man, will you show up?" Be like, "We don't care if you never picked a tool up in your life. Just come to work and we'll figure it out together." Fuck these kids. These kids is like booty hair. They're just unnecessary now. I don't never understand booty hair. Especially when you pull it on accident, you like, shit. Oh shit. COVID was a good time. Like, when COVID first happened, it was only essential workers, drug dealers, and Uber Eats in the streets. It was, police wasn't even out. We need to bring that shit back. Like, y'all ladies got the rose during COVID? Anybody got a rose? Yeah, I know it, son. Y'all, that's why y'all stuttering now. But if y'all don't know what the rose is, it's on Amazon, about $40. Look like a little rose, but it got a little hole in the middle, and it hum and suck at the same time. It's like, and it's waterproof, because when she squirted, blah, 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 blah. That old coat came with so much money, I got my teeth done. Because before I had this Kool-Aid smile, I was missing a tooth in the front. I used to call it my special button holder. I act like a loose piece of meat. But I had spent $20,000, no diamonds, to get my teeth fixed. Then that rose came. I was like, shit, I can't make these permanent. So I'll be giving my girl an option. I'll be like, you want the teeth in or out? I'll pop my tops and bottoms out, get the gum and the shit out the pussy. Just tap my head, I change my setting. Like on Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, when dude pulled his heart out, he was like, chum rum. I done pulled your heart out your pussy. These 20 motherfuckers come out of nowhere talking about midnight shit in the tag, midnight shit in the tag. You ever ate so much pussy till you burp? That's pussy indigestion. You gotta keep sucking through that. I ain't as nasty as these new niggas though. They eating booty like groceries. I don't know the nutritional value in eating no ass. That wasn't on the food pyramid when I was growing up. It was like eggs and breads and meats and dairy. It wasn't no asshole on there. I don't know what's... The only thing you get out of eating ass is pink eye, cellulite, and eyes. I keep my finger in the pussy that way I don't slip up on ass. But I be getting drunk and I get that loose neck. Be in there, hit that palm. I be like, you almost caught me, baby. Ain't gonna tell nobody I did that shit. That's been the exit your whole life. Most of these women don't even wipe their front right. I know that back ain't right. Especially these new bitches. You gotta ask them they age and which way they wipe. Like, and if they wash their legs, like, you just let it drip or do you wash them? These motherfuckers ain't bathing right neither. I had a young bitch pussy one time. It was like licking a 9-volt battery. I like, bitch, you electrocute me? Your pussy is acidic. This can't be healthy. I think I held y'all time up enough. Hope y'all enjoyed yourself. Y'all can find me on Instagram. I'm Uncle Bam24. Before I get out of here, I like to let people know about these opposite sex. I'm gonna let the men know something about the ladies y'all might not have knew. I'm gonna let the ladies know something about the men you might not have knew. Ladies, when we make our dick jump to get your attention, our booty holes jump at the same time. That's why you get like 5 jumps and we like, look, we ain't gonna be over here twerking to get your attention. You felt this motherfucker hit your head. Fellas, did you know when ladies take baths, hopefully your ladies do take baths, if they gotta marinate that box, you can't just shower that motherfucker all the time. So when they take baths, sometimes they fart in the tub and it rolls up to their pussy and they gotta fart again. And they sound different. Now y'all are closer as people. Thank y'all for hanging out, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the show.
This first piece is entitled, What's Being Said, and I'll try to keep my head right there. How do we share our story and not reveal more than needs be told? How do we hold your attention if we're afraid to reveal our own soul? When we strip away our layers and finally get down to me, we're so afraid of what we find there. There's a multitude to see. Some shrink back in fear when we say Legion is our name. It's an old story about swine, but we are not one and the same. For our many has one source, they all flow from me. The other was spawned by Lucifer, so the difference should be plain to see. Though we both came from heaven above, his legion brings destruction while mine shares love. When I am we, we're only sharing things straight from our heart, using small slices and slivers of our own life, trying to conceal the too intimate parts. But if I am to share with you what's being said, we must show no fear as you peek inside our head. We're better than an open book that no one will read. We're a Pied Piper on your eardrums where we've planted a seed. As we dance across your mind's eye, there's an unknown cadence that begins taking sway. So even when the words make no sense, you still understand what I'm trying to say. There was a man who went up the hill to find a wife, and they created life. And through the ups and downs, the highs and lows, life caught up with them. And they just kept on living. What's being said? We never know when it's our time to go, short or long, right or wrong. While you worry that life's not fair, soon it's not there. What's being said? My life, I don't know. My wife, I don't know. Why strife? I don't know. And afterlife, I don't know. We have to live this life to see if there's another show. What's being said?
Man.
Now, he stole my beginning, and I usually do say that I am Tom Hanks, an actor, not a poet. But tonight I will try to act like a poet. This next piece, surprisingly, I wrote a date on it when I wrote it. I didn't know I was writing that shit back then, but this one's 3 years old. And they said I've been here forever, so this was from 2/7/19. It's entitled All I Got, and I think I wrote it because this would have been 9 years after my wife had a stroke, and she was probably fucking with me about something, because ladies, y'all get kind of rough. But that's where this piece came from. They told me I'm supposed to fill in a little bit in the middle so y'all know why I wrote and what I did, but anyway, here we go. She said, tell me you love me. I need to hear it in and out of season. We said if you watched our actions over the years, that's all we've screamed out. It's been our main rhyme and reason. How can you hear what you refuse to see when our everyday actions shout out, I love you from me? From the start of your day until you're asleep in our bed, those 3 words inspire our actions, which speak louder than words is what you said. For it's easy to say, I love you, but much harder to do when people will take it away without returning some of it to you. They treat love like it's a commodity, something to be bartered or sold. Love lacking action makes one's heart grow cold. Sometimes what you want isn't what you get, and what I give isn't all you want. But no, it's enough. It's all I got. And my timer hadn't waved at me, so I guess I have time to do this last one. This piece actually is the newest thing I did. I wrote this today. The tentative title is Mama Zeus. Hopefully that title will make sense later. We needed you. And I just didn't know it yet. Didn't know what was hurting in me was crying out to you. Your hands were waiting and eager to ease my burden if I would just relax and lay them down. Soft light, soft music, and a soft warm spot to recline and give in to the moment. A moment once started that we didn't want to end. You touched me with your voice long before your hands ever reached out to me. Where does it hurt? When did it start? This is where it ends. Your quiet confidence spoke louder to me than any sound I'd ever heard. How had so many years of knowledge and knowing been placed in your care? How had my own life pattern placed me there, where under your manipulation all I built up begins to crumble before you and miraculously fall away? You placed me on my front, back, side. Your fingers have eyes, and that's all that I can say. You said it would be a process, but such quick progress takes my breath away. A therapeutic orthopedic massage shouldn't sound this good, but it was, so we had to schedule for several more days.
It's called Christmas in Wichita. I'm going to tell you a story that's hard to believe, but it happened on Christmas Eve. Sister was in Wichita doing his last rounds and headed to the north side of town. He hit the blocks of Elisa Green and then Erie. That's when Santa Claus started to feel weary. As he parked his sleigh on the roof and went to the house, he smelled a strange aroma and decided to get in and get out. So Santa got down to his biz, putting the gifts under the tree for the kids. He did it all so quick, but when he got back outside, his sleigh was sitting on bricks. Santa sat there in disbelief. They took the bag of toys, the reindeer, even the Christmas wreath. Now, Santa is thinking who could do this, rob me around Christmas. But before he could even holler, a fiend came by selling toys and reindeers all for $20.
This one's called Last Minute Lady because, I'm a last minute lady. Can't find my keys, can't find my phone. Haha, my keys are attached to me. And that happens a lot. I will attach them to my waist on my loop belt, and there they are. And I've only looked for them for 20 minutes. Time is fluid, always moving lightning fast, never enough time for me to get anywhere where I'm supposed to be. But on the flip side, 5 minutes can feel like an eternity, just sitting there looking at the clock and feeling each second feeling like a million years. But there I am, constantly moving, never sitting still, because being bored is my biggest and only fear. Present moment lady, her memory is really short, means I can't remember much, and I'm setting alarms all the time. I have alarms pretty much set every 30 minutes in my phone. Alarms to get me to work, alarms to remind me to pick up my kids. But that's what it is for a last minute lady like me. Anyway, my memory's so short, I won't hold a grudge. Dopamine is my favorite drug. If you've not figured this out yet, we're dealing with a little ADHD here. That's what this is about. So, I knew I was smart, I knew I was weird, and I knew I was different right from the start. Spaceship Earth, a strange place to be. The money and greed mean nothing to me. Just moving in phases, moving in time, my heart yearning for the other side. Thank you, you are the best. For reals. Okay, so here's a fun one. I like this one. This is for those of you that enjoy cigars. Okay, cigars and sunny days. Which cigar for today? A small quick smoke or a leisurely long smoke? The smoke depends on the mood. The smoke depends on the weather. Like birds of a feather, these smokers who flock together. United by the burn, bridging the gap, cut the end, get ready to mentally unbend. Flick the torch, sink into the scorch. Suck the cigar but never inhale. Inhaling will cause a burn. The sweetness of the leaves, the waft of the smoke, embracing the meditation and embracing the ritual, embracing the cigar in the sunny day. Did anybody understand that? I mean, it's like you have to really know about cigars, kind of. I mean, it's a vibe. It's a feeling. It really is a ritual. I had no idea until I took the habit up. I'm not encouraging it. As a nurse, smoking is bad. All right. Thank you very much. Because you don't inhale, so it can't be bad. All right. So this one was a crowd pleaser last week. I mean, or 2 months ago. Okay. This one is called Dear Men. And this is a good one because men need reminders, and women do too, but this was just, anyway. Dear men, tend the garden. Take heed to water her well, pulling the weeds. Deadhead on occasion, daily attention is required to get the maximum bloom. Moisture, heat, perfect growing conditions. If you continue to water that garden well, it will bloom, rewarding you with bloom after bloom after bloom. So look for the signs. Are the leaves droopy? Is there root rot? Keep that garden weed free, for if you don't, the weeds will creep in, the blooms will fade. Another gardener might see the potential that you clearly don't see there any longer and bring that garden back to life. So do I need to explain that to the men? Your woman is the garden. Pay attention to her. Because if you don't, you might be super sad if someone else comes in and gives her attention. Okay, so sorry. Don't be that dude. Don't lose your lady. All right. How am I doing? Do I have one more? Have time for one more? Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I don't know. I'm just looking for anybody. Am I doing okay? I think you're all right. Snap it up. God, I just love this, y'all. You don't even know. Because I wanted to get up here. What I really wanted to do was stand-up comedy. That is my first love. But it wasn't on the program. Then my second love is improv. I like to get up here and imagine shit. So that's the second thing. My third love is tap dancing. But I didn't think that I don't know that they would appreciate me up here in my tap shoes, considering that I'm very new to it. All right. But do it, like seriously, if there is something that you take away from tonight, get out of your comfort zones. Like, this isn't easy for me. I didn't know what I was going to read tonight. I just shoved it out of my head all day long. What I really wanted to do was I wanted to call in and lie. I wanted to say that I had diarrhea or I was vomiting or my eyes were bleeding. Like, really bad stuff, right? Because I wanted out of this. I didn't want to show up. But I told my friend I would do this, and I needed to keep my word. I needed to have honor, integrity. And you know what? 99.9% is showing up. So this is the point one. I'm sorry. But, all right, let's just send you out with one more real quick. And just keep drinking me funny. All right. Okay, this one is sweet. Y'all, I wrote this one for my daughter. I wrote this one because she's just turned 14, and if any of you can kind of remember the angst of being 14 and in middle school, and you just you're trying to figure it out. Like, one day life is just beautiful, and then the next day it's darkness and just the worst things, and it's hard to see as a mama. So, my daughter was sad the other day. The boys at school won't look her way. Seduced by the me girls, it's all just flash, requiring wads and wads of cash. Sweet girl, I said, quiet beauty is the way, not a flashy hairdo or boobs on display. But the stuff on the inside not as readily displayed. The attention seek, the opposite of meek. Quiet beauty is forever beauty, and it doesn't fade with each wash and doesn't seek to squash. Doesn't change for any reason, but is quiet and grows with each passing season. So, thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Wichita, Santa is back, right in his leg with that fat sack of toys for the little girls and boys. Last time Santa came to Wichita, he was jacked. So this time he brings two of his elves to have his back. When he first got to the hood, everything was going all good. He went from block to block, house to house, getting in and getting out. He made to the very last row on Moss Minden Grove. He decided to go through the front door since the house had no fireplace, and he seen someone getting robbed with that shocked look on his face. The man turned around and told Santa to give up his sack. Santa thought to himself, "Damn, I'm about to get jacked." So Santa screams outside, looking for some help, but the LC Brung were running off, and they yelled back, "It's every man for himself." All of a sudden, the reindeer came to his rescue by flying close to the door, and then Santa Claus jumped in, yelling back, "Fuck Wichita, I ain't coming back no damn more."
I looked at the clock and it was 11:11, the hour of fate and hope, shrouded in mysticism and spectacular circular divinity. The all-seeing, all-knowing sign of congruence, the hour of magic, the dance of certainty. I lay perfectly still and make a wish, only to learn that this magic, shrouded in mysticism and spectacular circular divinity, showed all truths. 11:11. I wish I may, I wish I might not be in so much pain tonight. As the innocent, light-hearted barrier of coding melted away, I saw the broken, bloody truth. This is the hour of revelation. The horseman of death, coming to kill the lies that hid reality. Inside of me, there was only broken shards, where a heart once stood. Outside, there were demons, depressed, demented, and twisted by the faults of others, by the faults of myself, by all the faults. I wish I may, I wish I might not see my own self tonight. As the light of the night grew dim, through my tears I writhed in complete dismay. I cursed the magic and clawed my eyes. 11:11, the whip and chain. Bitter and broken I lay. I was never as foretold. The hour of fate and hope, shrouded in mysticism and spectacular circular divinity, sometimes brought darkness and heartache. Sometimes brought the sword and the shield, sometimes brought beauty and wonder, sometimes brought justice, but always confirmed that you are where you should be, even if it's not where you want to be. So when I was younger, I used to get my ass whipped a lot. So this next song, I almost said song, this next poem is called Just Keep Running. Man, I wish I could fight. Sitting in the schoolyard, drinking my milk, then out of the shadows comes hot cross buns and her goons, ready to slay and slay. I should have eaten in the classroom. I take my last gulp because the incoming fists won't allow me to finish. Swollen eyes, swollen lips, swollen heart. Man, if only I was a stronger or bigger. Maybe if I had friends. I cry myself to sleep at night, broken. I tell my parents and they just say, if you don't fight them, you have to fight me. Because you see, toxic strength is tradition. I'll just keep running. Into love I fall, head first. New life to live and an abundance of joy. Someone to take me away from the gravity of my home life. A breath of fresh air comes from my busted lip. He only hits me a little bit. Man, I wish I could fight. Then I wouldn't cry when he yelled. I wouldn't be so emotional or take things so personal. The eggshells I walk on would be harder. My fist would be fixed to fight back, to strike back, to burn in bed his ass back to the 1980s white woman style rage that make him realize that I am supposed to be precious. I'm supposed to feel safe. I tell my parents and they say, you made your bed, you lie in it, because toxic strength is tradition. I'll just keep running. I take my soul to the streets, in talent, in music, and art, painting the tears and torture of the past into rainbows and strength, light and love, debilitating lies of the life I wish I had, a dark engrossing truth that severs the fake social smiles and reminds people that their humanity is their power, and that love is great. The smiles and backpacks, all validation from the ones who admire you and the ones that don't. As the fake smiles hold whispers, degradation and naysaying, attempts to break down what you built with rumors and lies, sometimes truths. Man, I wish I could fight. I wish I could blow up every phone and computer, every tongue and mouth, every fake hey girl and love you, every phase of deceit, call it out without seeming crazy. I tell myself that, then say, ignore them. You won't last long anyways. Because toxic strength is tradition. I'll just keep running. And running and running, far from my insecurities, far from my thoughts that beat me senseless in the dark and shame me for what I'm not. You scream, you will never be worthy. Echo chambers from the past try to break me. And man, I wish I could fight and tell myself to stop absorbing the same toxic energy that sunk me deep beneath my beauty and told me I was a monster. I don't tell anyone because toxic strength is tradition. I'll just keep on running. I don't know how y'all do this. I don't know how to do it. All right, I got one more. And then I'm gonna go get my wine. How's everybody doing tonight? Y'all feeling good? Sweet. So this one, I've watched a lot of my friends go through a lot of things. And at certain periods of time in their life, I was pretty sure that they might not wake up the next day or they'd end up in jail forever. And so all sorts of different things. That includes me too. But that pain that they put other people through, that they put themselves through, eventually became power for them. At some point, no matter how low you go, there's going to be a point till all you can do is go up. So this is called, I didn't name it. This is called Your Pain is Your Power, I guess. That's what it's supposed to, we're going to name it. In your pain, you sit and you feel the slice and the peel of your heart being broken again. It feels like you're dying and you keep on trying to stop all the hemorrhage within. You look at your face and it all seems misplaced as you try to wash blood off your armor. But the battle you fought was not a lost cause, because baby, your pain is your power. The lesson it teaches beneath all the wounds is you can put yourself back together. There's still love in your heart, and you can pull apart the good memories that will last forever. You're stronger within and will be fine in the end. New reach of your soul will occur, and someday you may have a chance now to say that I'm living the life I deserve. Even when death takes a turn in your life and takes someone that you love, and you cry and you pray, even though they just say that they're happy somewhere up above, but the sadness inside you just thinks it's a lie, and you're taking life hour by hour, overwhelmed and confused, don't know what to do, but baby, your pain is your power. In your pain, you can speak each good memory and keep them alive in your heart, even though every moment that they have been gone keeps trying to tear you apart. Step by step, you keep pushing to make it on through, even though you will never be whole, till the day comes along when you wake without crying, and now they are part of your soul. When you look at the damage your life has accrued, and the trauma that's left is unreal, can't figure out regular functional life because you never found out how to feel. When mistakes of yourself and others have left every note in existence now sour, But you keep getting up, making steps to improve because you know that your pain is your power. You can look in the mirror and see that you haven't been damaged beyond who you are. You've rebuilt from the wreckage, repaired heart and mind, and healed every wound to a scar. You've shared what you know to keep generations from repeating the pain and the strife. Then keep telling the story of how you got well. You never know, it just might save a life. No matter the case, when you come face to face with the darkness that's making life harder, just keep moving forward, because in the end, we know that our pain is our power.
Boys, girls, quick, gather around to hear a most joyous Christmas sound. Now, I'm sure it's a story that most of y'all won't believe, but it starts with Santa pacing back and forth on Christmas Eve. See, Mrs. Claus was trying to calm him down and get him to see the light. Baby, don't blame the kids, she said. Go to Wichita tonight. But this time, go strapped. Camouflage the sleigh and reindeer and snow. Whatever you do, don't abandon the kids. They'll turn into little Nicholas and ho-ho-hos. But you don't understand, he said. The elves took off so quick, I was staring down a barrel, and that ain't even the time they left the sleigh on bricks. They stole my wreath, my sack. Tell me, how would you feel? These niggas would have stole Christmas from the whole world if I didn't have a $20 bill. But you had it, she said. So stop living in the past. How about this? I'll go with you, because if anybody touch my man, you know I'm whooping ass. So reluctantly he agreed, pushing his true feelings down low. And as he prepared the reindeer, he thought to himself, there's no way they gonna rob Santa 3 times in a row. So Mr. and Mrs. Claus got down to their biz, delivering twice the joy for all the awaiting kids. And man, it was a sight to see. They went block to block and house to house. I'm talking about getting in and getting out. Then all of a sudden he paused. Santa started to creep. He put Rudolph's nose on dim and leaned back his seat. Mrs. Claus peeped the scene and leaned hers back. This was Mossman and Grove, where Santa got checked. He grabbed the rest of the toys and said, baby, listen up quick. Listen up clear. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. You smell that aroma? When I hop out, take my place, I'ma dash in real quick, then come back out to escape. So Santa ran in, but to his surprise, wasn't nobody home. But by the time he got back outside, y'all know Mrs. Claus was gone. On the seat, there was a ransom note that he read out loud that said he could get her back for a sack and some sticks because the weed man was out. So he was laughing as he called, paid the money, and they let her go. And before he could say, I told you, she said, shut up, and don't you never come around these niggas no more. So if you ever in Wichita around Christmas and the spirit just don't seem right, it's probably because they robbed Santa 2 times, then had the nerve to kidnap his wife.
Stories of growth and transformation. And the mold was broken, so there is no replication. See, my style is so versatile that there is no limitations, because I spit that dope without hesitation. But then I spark that shit and blow smoke to your occipital. Because I intoxicate your mind and I hijack your visuals. See, the kid is one of a kind, that fact is unequivocal. My name is Sam Coop, and you can call me the original. That's it. It sure feel good to be here, y'all. I'm just not right on that. See, when I was trying to decide what I was gonna do tonight, like always, I started thinking about life. And I kind of thought about, I don't know, how I want mine to be viewed. And for me, I think I wanted to be viewed kind of like, I don't know, maybe like the Louvre. A place where I can serve as a co-curator. You know, right hand to the creator. Serving those around me with beautifully blended melodies of art and history. Free-flowing galleries where my life lessons are the centerpiece. Each hall will be perfectly lit. At every exhibit, you hear the original spit. And on tonight's tour, we're gonna start with this. And then you hear a click. And at first, I was a little leery of laying my soul on these pages because of how easily they may ignite. And the last thing I wanted to see was my dreams up in flames at 451 degrees Fahrenheit. Phrases up in smoke, words dying with each ember, letters fluttering in the ashes like butterflies in September. I guess I was afraid that if my life became locked within these lines, I'd be reduced to a mere memory. You know, chapter after chapter soaked in these tears, reeking of kerosene. And the friction of my frustration sparked the most wondrous inferno, burning everything that I love, scorching everyone that I know. But with eyes engulfed in flames, I set fire to the gasoline coursing through my veins. That is, until I imploded into this beautiful heap of ash, and was only revived by placing pen to pad. Upstroke, downstroke. That's the wind's momentum catching blood flow. It rolls these ashes into a double helix, and that's when I decided it was time to put my life between these lines and give birth to the phoenix.
There you go.
You know, writing a book, it ain't easy. Writing poetry, it ain't easy. Because bearing your soul is one of the hardest things for a strong person to do. I'm sure y'all can relate with being a strong person somewhere, somehow, with somebody. Probably everybody. But to do that, it takes some self-reflection. And when I looked at myself, I realized that every time I realized what I was feeling, it was too late. I was in front of life's mixing bowl, wondering what elements to conflate. Standing at a crossroads with the sinking in my soul, like part of me is trying to carry a weight that's just too heavy to hold. I guess you could say I was caught up in a whirlwind, because I knew it was only a matter of time before my world ends. I was teetering on this ledge, contemplating my destiny, this world, this life, this pain. That shit was getting the best of me. But then these seconds stretched to minutes, and then into hours. I found I was slowly being eaten by my very own superpowers, so I sought moments of solitude. So that these rivers could flow fluidly, I extricated. Attempting to speak of feelings more fluently, but I still lacked understanding. See, feelings was still a dead language. But I knew at any moment I could be vanquished, stricken into the darkest abyss. And that fate would be inevitable unless I resist. Resisting this gravitational pull on my soul, that shit only made me stronger. Because I could let rage control the will of my life no longer. The root of my anger had finally been identified, and the taste of its discovery was as bitter as cyanide. But now I'm flushing my system by pouring thoughts through my fingertips. Also ridding my life of any and every single hypocrite. And that left me in the mirror with a whole new perception. You know, a new take on myself. Because this was my inception. That process of budding. It's uncomfortable yet beautiful. And my voice was now blooming and it would grow irreducible. See, I no longer sit meekly while the real me is suppressed. Because I know now I am the superpower. It was never something I possessed. My name is Sam Cooper. I'm a fighter, a warrior, a trooper. I'm made of pure magic, that's what courses through my veins, and when it's all said and done, I'll be much more than just that name. See, I know now I'm more than what's written on paper. More than my personal list of shortcomings. See, I'm so much greater. I transcend any letters that follow my name and any title, because I descend from greatness, and it's time for my arrival. And so that left me on this runway preparing to soar, because that's just what happens when you finally realize that you're so much more. Yeah. So, you know, when you bearing your soul and you reflect on self, you done decided what your internal problems are, you can't solve them without looking at what caused it, right? You don't look at where you came from. You're going to look at what you've been through. And when I took a deep look at me and my life, I realized that I was just strong enough to double dutch. You know, somewhere between feeling adored and overlooked. Between living free and double booked. Between appeasing you and pleasing me, and somehow I make that shit look easy, see? Because there's being an outlier while feeling like an outcast. A graceful public high flyer that privately feels you got no gas. So I don't ask. Because I'm still trying to process the truth. Then I can release the news that kid Sam Cooper, she got daddy issues. And it's not abandonment nor abuse, just grown ass kids ain't so cute when your old man is out here entertaining hoes that's as young as you. I'm talking money hungry bunnies that's high key scared of you. Because they know that you knew off the rip what they came to do. Yet you know these observations will be viewed as worthless. So you sit back and you watch that shit play out wordless until there's a call from the Reaper. Or he realizes he just can't keep it. Well, then he needs somebody to cry to him. Boom. Guess who? The grown ass kid is now doing the shit strong friends do. And I wonder why she's stone faced with an icy heart. Because she carried these sharp ass thoughts that tear her soul apart. And then she drips that shit into every work of art. Let's just say this kid got off to a very early start. See, I've been taking his feelings of inadequacy and embedding them into piece after piece. So I wrote and rewrote lines until them fine ass lines define me. And while I was busy becoming well defined and refined, that image gave me vision so I could finally see. Problem always been his. This shit ain't even been about me, which is probably why it hurt so bad. Cause you know, time and emotional support, shit, that's all I ever asked. But since he couldn't give it, I had to become mentally tough. You know, just so that tidbit didn't weigh so much. And so I fought and I fought until I was strong enough to emotionally double dutch. So I buried my soul, right? I had to come up with a title. It's the hardest part, right? You never wrote a book. The title is like, what the fuck do I call this thing? So I just, you know, had to review everything. And was like, well, you know, I guess when it started, I was lost. Wandering aimlessly in this wilderness. And a reflection in these pools had grown so villainous, I was on the brink of a breakdown. But outwardly, everything seemed calm now. Realistically, 7 times a day, I feel as if I'm drowning, and this ringing in my ear has my head and heart pounding. This weight on my shoulders is compounding. This confusion is astounding, and I would close my eyes and scream with all I have, but my voice box had been smashed. My vocal cords had been shattered. My consciousness and self-esteem was battered. I was lost. I guess I was also broken. And I was standing here pouring out words unspoken, unloading my soul to this reflection, unveiling these feelings that escape detection. And day in and day out, that pain, it went unnoticed. And so I retreated to my room for days, but no one questioned my motives. So I confided in this pen, this pad, and this application because that happened to be my safest sedation. That outlet, it's my Valium. Took a minute to settle in, but once it kicked in, I could let y'all in. See, I was lost. Navigating this life ever so blindly. Being sifted through these grates ever so finely. But then there came this revelation. And see, it quickly began to shift my narration. It said, you're too caught up in everyone else's needs. And in the midst of the commotion, I forgot about me. I forgot who I am, so obsessed with what someone thought I was, and too damn preoccupied with someone else's lack of self-love when all the while mine was neglected. And I was wondering what this woman really expected. Like, how was I supposed to get out of this hole that had been dug so deeply I'd already been engulfed completely? I was lost. Until one day, this chick in the mirror, she began to make murky thoughts clear. And at first the point was a little hazy, and when these cries turned to conversation, I felt a little crazy, but she guided me to something familiar. And eventually, I began to recognize myself in the mirror. And so I embarked on a journey with my foot on the gas, and that shit just wouldn't have been possible without the whispers from beyond the glass. And there is your title. So before I last stop on this first tour, I want to let y'all know I got merch on the table. I have books on the table. I only have 5 with me today, sorry, but it's also available on Amazon. And I have business cards on the table. I also have QR codes, so you can follow me everywhere. I would tell you, but you're not going to put it down right now, so it doesn't matter. I'll be back. Okay? So I wrote the book. I put the book out. And then I had a little more self-revelation because I reflected, but I didn't do nothing about it. And after I put it out, I said, even though I was lost, I searched until I found my work. And I dug deep into the depths of my soul until I discovered what being a queen really means. But for you to understand how that uniquely defines me, I must first define the term queen, right? Quintessential royalty, unmatched elegance, extraordinary power, evolutionary eloquence, non-negative perspective. See, with all of that and the strength of 10 men, I put my family on my back and I still tread lightly like I'm waltzing on clouds. Yeah. I intimidate demons and reverse vile intention with calm correction and smiles. I've got a depth of perception so deep that the seas feel like puddles, and I love with a breath so wide that I touch the souls of all others because I am the earth. I am the wind and the sea, but I am as deadly as the fire when you step incorrectly. So when you think of Black excellence, please don't forget to mention me, because I'll walk in the true definition of a queen. Thank you.
Sitting here waiting for my baby. Sitting here waiting for my baby. Yeah, at least that's what I call you. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I ain't heard not a word from you. "101, still nothing coming through. 102, there's not the same. Nothing new. I keep on sending my love. Am I connected? Are we connected? Is my message getting through? I keep on sending my love. Am I connected? Are we connected? Is my message getting through? Oh, Mr. Why you do me wrong? Are you thinking? Are you waiting? Are you wondering too? Oh, Mr. Why you do me wrong? You know I'm waiting, I'm waiting for you. So my name is Sydney Alexander. How y'all doing?
You heard him.
That song is cool. I like that song. It's one of the only collaborative songs I have. I don't have a lot of them, but I was nervous, and you know, the people who I love most make me feel comfy. And so one of my really good friends wrote a few poems, and she's like, "I don't do anything with these poems. And you do poems and you do music and stuff, so do something with these." So she let me take a few of her poems and put them to music, and so that is a song called "Waiting" that I wrote for a friend. So yeah, that's "Waiting." Cool. Next song is gonna be, this mic is, I'm having a hard time up here. Can y'all hear me okay even though I'm not singing to the mic? Okay. I'm gonna sing a song called "Old Habits." It's toxic, so don't do this. Don't do that. Yeah. Some of y'all are gonna be able to relate to it, and you shouldn't. Okay. Leave them alone. All right. Old habits die hard. You're the one I'm always running to. Old habits die hard. minutes.
How do you explain your unhappiness to the people you love dearly? How can you just tell them that you've been suffering and floating along the river of life, face down, feeling like you can't come up for air? I can't seem to ever speak a word about what troubles me, mostly because the people in my life don't make an effort to listen. Would they assume it's just a phase, something that will take time to get over, more clutter to stuff under the rug? I'm drowning among a sea of people, but I don't speak a word, because in my head I know there are others who have it worse than me. But telling myself constantly for years that my problems, that my depression was nothing to worry about, it was 6 years later I finally realized that nothing at some point in time had turned into something. It became hard to get out of bed in the morning. I found myself looking for any opportunity for an escape. Some good, most bad. Let's see. I thought about taking my own life on many occasions. Things felt as if they weren't going to change. Hell, as I'm writing this right now, I still don't feel as if things are okay. There's no bright sides, nor was there any feelings of love towards my muse. This monstrosity known as depression had stripped me of my being, and the things I love most in the world suddenly became the things that I loathed. My mother, my father, my muse, my life. But being chronically depressed is what led my pen to paper, and suddenly it's no longer just an attempt at trying to make myself happy. Suddenly it's losing something that has become a part of me. How do you let something go when it was what dragged you through the long days, kept you company through the nights, and held your hand through the tears? How do you explain to your loved ones that your unhappiness is what brought a formation of sickly sweet words, and that you would relinquish your felicity just for the sake of some normalcy? This next one's called Tunnel Vision and Bird's Eye View. Alright. How do I save me from myself? Some days it's like tunnel vision, like I know the world I'm experiencing is from my point of view, but everything seems smaller and less significant. Everything seems easier to lose and I care less to keep trying. Other days it's like I'm ultra zoomed out, like I'm looking down at myself from above, that I'm being horrified with how I feel and think and live, that I feel bad for myself. It's like I want to be better, like I'm on the mend. How do I save me from myself when I can't even bear the sight of my own sorrow? How do I fix these broken parts without losing myself? I can go to therapy again and pull someone else through the same incessant cycle of tunnel vision and bird's eye view, of feeling sorry or feeling nothing. I could explain to someone else that not waking up tomorrow would probably be beneficial to my mental health. Or I could take the suppressors and feel nothing even worse. I could take them and exist and pretend that I'm living this life with goals and expectations, that I'm waiting on good things to come. Or I can continue doing nothing and continue having the only thing I do with my life is wait for it to end. I can keep neglecting this capsule. I can keep running on empty, but I can't keep scaring my family. I don't want to pretend to want to exist. This next one is titled 2020. I don't think 2020 was a good year for anybody. Maybe it was, I don't know. But for me, it wasn't. So some context to this one. I had dropped out of college September of 2020, and at the time, it felt like the biggest relief and the biggest failure. So this is a result of that. All right. Ever since October, I feel like I've been reeling and stumbling. February was like a punch in the gut, it always is. March was like a movie. April was like a living nightmare. May was hope, and June is like acid rain. I started biting my nails again. A sign of relapse, a sign of failure, a sign of worse things to come. I've been losing large amounts of hair, a sign of stress, evidence of my hourly panic. Every time someone messages me, I get nauseous and chest pains. It's the PTSD. It's crazy how often I've been messed up by a text message, how many times things had to be typed rather than spoken, as to break me from miles away rather than in person. Messages like those are what make me fear every notification that comes through my phone. My phone is like a tumor. I've attached it to myself and I've made it malignant. It connects me from the world and it disconnects me from reality. It's a sign of my age. I'm 20 and I've already thought about dying more times than I can count. That's the side effect of being selfish. That's the side effect of thinking that subtracting yourself from the picture would break the equation completely, but it doesn't. The world will still turn regardless of broken hearts. It will still turn and I will be dust. But right now, I'm alive, just waiting to see what will happen next. I will be dust when it's time to be dust. July was frigid, August was freedom, September is hell, I wanted to be dust in September. So this last one I have is called The Fountain of Youth. Sometimes I get so lost in trying to help that I can't see when I'm being used. I give so much of myself that taking now feels like a sin. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in somebody else's body, or that I've already lived this life and I'm being forced to sit through it again. It's too much and yet too little. I'm wide awake and yet exhausted. It's black or it's white and it's never gray here. There's no middle ground between my emotions, and when there is a middle ground, it's numbness. It's me trying not to feel either. I remember being in New York City when I was at an Italian restaurant in Times Square, cheersing with my aunt and grandma with tears in my eyes because I stayed alive long enough to see that moment through. And I remember thinking to myself, this is probably the happiest that I'm ever going to be. And then I was simultaneously hit with the pain that I would never experience that moment again. I was already mourning a moment that hadn't passed, and I wish that I didn't do that.
It's about my bed to come entertain y'all. In the very least, you can turn up for me, all right? Now, I'm ending December on a petty note because my theme for 2023 is called Protect My Peace. So I'm saying all of those things that I should have said or probably did say, but I'm going to say them one more time just in case you didn't hear what I tried to say the first time I said it. Is that all right with y'all? Yes. All right, I'm going to go a few different places here. First, let's start with me. Before I get on y'all, hold on. I'm a handful. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'm like a child. I take patience and time. But nobody understands the pain that I'm hiding behind my eyes. All they see is that carefree, smiling girl that never cries. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I have my issues that I need to deal with. And I know 9 times out of 10, okay, 9.5 times out of 10, I come off like a bitch. But my mental health issues are real. But that doesn't mean I still can't feel. I'm stubborn, emotional, spoiled. I absolutely have to have it my way. But then, I just want a strong person in my life to hold me down and say, Kiki, calm down. Everything is going to be all right. Because life is a struggle and I ain't just trying to get through. But unfortunately, sometimes I just want to be accepted by you. I know we're not supposed to care what others think, but I'm different. I'm real. But I'm not going to trap you and stalk you and beg on bended knee to get you to see me. Why can't you accept me with all the issues that I have? I'm so tired of being sad and mad just for being me. I wish you could all see the great woman that I am attempting to be. Why is it never enough for me to just be me? Okay, I was finna get deep on y'all, but let me go find this because I've learned. They say a closed mouth don't get fed and slow feet don't get bread. But what's it called when you do for others and they turn on you instead? Or when you making sure they straight and you ain't even ahead. It ain't petty until it's your turn. Then you wrong for asking or wrong for wondering why these same motherfuckers ain't go out for you like you went out for them. Or when they know they owe you and they always trying to play you about your ends. I wish much success to those who doubted me. I wish nothing less to those who walked out on me. I wished abundance to those who drank selfishly from my well. I wish prosperity to those who thought I would fail. It's never been about what you could do in return for me because I always give from my heart. I'm just shocked as hell that you ain't clapped for me when I thought you'd been down from the start. No, this ain't no sneak diss, no Jeffin', no capping. I just wanted to stand here before you good people and publicly acknowledge all the fake shit that I've watched happen. My bad, girl, I ain't have it, or I totally forgot. You act like you did so much, or you act like I owe you a lot. I barely had it for my kids, but I pushed through for you. Oh, you forgot? Perhaps I should have too. I mean, it probably wasn't a lot, but you used both hands to gain. I don't care if you only owe me $5. It's the principle, not the price. Trust me, I don't need your change. A lot of people say they love you as long as they can use you, so the next time you need a favor, here's what you do. Speak on me when you talk to God, because in these streets it gets back to me. And at least if you speak in tongues to him, he can keep blocking your bullshit, keep on blessing me. I promise this ain't no sneak diss, no jumping, no capping. I just learned that most people will say they wish you the best, and when you do win, they do no clap. They say a closed mouth don't get fed, and slow feet don't get bread, but I'm happy at the table alone, because I've learned that God will use you to bless others when he know they can't do it on their own. Well, we've come to my favorite part of the evening. For those of you who are witnessing my presence for the first time, I'm sorry. I cannot touch a stage without getting my feelings off of my chest, and because I'm a very foul-mouthed person, I do it in the best favorite 2 words in the English language: fuck you. Those are the 2. So, I am what they call the queen of fuck you, and before I get off stage, you can follow me on all platforms, Miss Kiki Baby, BAYBEE. Follow me. I do stupid shit online because I'm just stupid in general. And so here we go. Fuck depression and its hold. Fuck anxiety. Fuck me not being able to accept that life is going good because you dumb people keep fucking me over. Fuck all the hate. I don't understand what the fuck did I ever do to you to make you have to talk shit about me and try to cost me my money. Fuck the education system. Who gets to decide that the children who are poor get lesser of an education than their counterparts? It doesn't teach them what they need to know when they're learning at outdated textbooks, standardized testings, overcrowded classrooms, and untrained teachers. Fuck this education system. Fuck the government. And fuck the system. The same system that promises rehabilitation for lost young boys and then take them, throw them into prison, and turn them into super criminals. You very clearly understood that that young man had a mental illness, but instead of teaching, equipping, and helping him with the tools to succeed, you throw him away like garbage, stealing my babies away from me. Fuck this judicial system. Throwing away our black men like useless rags because of one mistake they've made in their life. Locking them up for an eternity, taking them away from their children and their wives. Fuck the judges. They're of no use. They're all hypocrites just trying to tie the noose. Fuck the media. Failing to post any good news story about what goes on in ethnic neighborhoods, but continually want to point your cameras at all the negativity. Fuck hypocrisy. And I don't mean just the white people thinking black people aren't good as them because of the color of their skin and all that good rhetoric. I'm talking about you hateful ass black folk. You all black power as long as that black person fits into your mold. Yes. Fuck you lying ass motherfuckers out here talking about I love you. Then you turn around fucking this bitch and fucking that bitch and that other bitch and sometimes that nigga. And then you want to hop on social media quoting some great love quote, because all I need is a real one to hold me. Fuck these hard-headed ass kids. Your mom out here busting her ass to give you a good home. Your daddy doing everything he can to make sure you got everything you need. And your grown motherfucker want to act like nobody can tell you nothing. You ungrateful, broke motherfucker. Give me that goddamn iPhone. All the money in your pocket. Nigga, I worked hard for that shit. The fuck? Last and most certainly not least. Real talk. Fuck this. Fuck these fake ass, we in this together, I got your back. I'll be there for you fake ass performers. You want me to support everything you got going on, buy my book, wear my shirt, share the word, but I never see you at any performance that I ever invite you to. Support is a two-way street, my nigga. Do you want me to support you? Then why the fuck you don't come out and support me? And in my usual ending. First of all, to all you fat shaming, body shaming, that outfit ain't for her. She shouldn't be wearing that in public. Why she got that on? First of all, you don't buy her motherfucking clothes and you don't get mad because she can fill it out and yours look like you need some help. Watch me put a smile on my fat ass face. Pop my middle fingers in the motherfucking air and scream from the deep, dark depths of my soul. Fuck you!
Like the man said, I am Blackfish, 2 Ks, no C, capital F, one word. Yes, sir, ma'am, every time. And I'm gonna do a little poetry for y'all. And man, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm a lot of bit in my feelings. It's life. I got a normal introduction. I'm not finna do it, but you know, I also gotta say, and I know it's only a few people gonna know what I'm talking about. This is the first time that the commission has been in the same room in a very long time, and I would have never imagined it would be under these conditions. Anyway, I say peace, truth, love, light. You come in with revolution. I'm skipping a lot. Sisters, brothers, others. When I say revolution, I mean to evolve again, but we'll get to that eventually. But that's also how you know I'm done with a poem, and I like to end with a bang, so I need your help, and I want to practice. Peace, truth, love, light. Revolution. All right. Peace, truth, love, light. Revolution. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this place. But Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. When I tell you that I'm not a Christian, don't tell me that I'm condemned. Because no religion, that's right, no religion. I said no religion has a patent on God. And don't it seem odd that the biggest criminals of history, you know, rapists, murderers, enslavers, are the ones that gave us this version of the Holy Book? And told us we'll go to hell if we ever dare to take a look and ask, how can I learn about God from a crook? If my people knew what amen meant, they probably wouldn't say it. Mark of the beast. Most already wed. Unbeknownst to them, they think it would be obvious. But most would rather slit their wrist than to hear the truth that I was spit. They say it's too radical. They say it's insane. But I say we show Jesus that we love him by fighting for his real name. You see, the letter J didn't enter the English language until the 16th century. So according to history, the name Jesus is blasphemy. And go ahead, laugh at me. But do you know about the slave ship named Jesus? But I get it. God knows our heart. But why we gotta be the ones sitting in church glorifying European art? They have taught from the King James Version. But who we see on TV? We know they ain't the right person. So let me get this straight. They changed the faces, the names, but not the words. What? And I'm not even down to being a Christian. I'm just saying let's give them back their version and let's reclaim some earlier editions. And though it sounds easy, we have made it hard. Because we have equated knowing and celebrating ourselves with betraying God. A facade we have come to love. And know the Quran is not above an examination of scripture. Because the same ones that poisoned the Prophet Muhammad's Kool-Aid pitcher are the same ones that are standing with you. Until, of course, they no longer need you. And I don't mean to be mean, but the same shit keeps happening over and over again. Break out of the cycle. Break out of the matrix. Break out of the cycle. Break out of the matrix. I'm on the outside looking in, but I don't see anybody that I came with. And maybe that's because I'm with the only person that I ever truly came with. Man, know thyself and become a god. That's the arrangement. Please note that Blackfish ain't just up here for entertainment. I'm here to give you the truth. You know, what you've been missing, mind fuck you with it. Until you come to your senses. Ignoring your problems, man, that's just senseless. Though it seems to be niggas' noose. Universal laws are universal. And ignorance is no excuse. But before we lose, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down.
For real.
Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Peace, truth, love, light. I ain't playing no motherfucking games. Let me tell you something. I'm a loyal son. I was trying to be shy about how short I am. Y'all weren't supposed to laugh that goddamn hard. Damn, I hate that shit. They don't never adjust it. They know they tall. Okay. Anyway. Peace, new love, like. I was a loner until I met you. And I let you in after all the persuasion. Head games, manipulation. That's why I'd rather be a loner. I'd much rather be alone, yeah. I don't even wanna know ya. I don't wanna be known, yeah. I can tell I intimidate you. Black, beautiful, and unashamed. Pastor or leader of a gang. King's English or slang. Words heavier than trains. You feel me like a day in Maine on plains. So you a capper without a cane. A titty boy without a chain. Basically, you're nothing till you mention my name. But playing that don't equate to game. Fame is what you're interested in. I'm turning cowards into militant men. Introducing the ignorant to the genius within. Warming the frozen hearts that were covered in tin. My wizardry manifested because I'm genuinely invested in the process. Revolution, evolve again. Revolution, evolve again. Revolution, evolve again. I sometimes get loud with my speech and that just make niggas hard of hearing. And that's my fault. And I accept that. Never said that I'm perfect, but I bet that every day I'm working towards it. Like a pelican from a hornet, change is inevitable. My poems are prescriptions. My profession is medical, abstract and technical. Whether you like it or not, I'm anointed. A heavenly scribe that gives a hell of a performance. Adorned since my star was revealed. I'm the red and the blue pill. I'm conscious and ratchet. I play with fire and matches. I'm Superman and the Fantastics. Only the honest can relate. Got a gluttonous ambition, too much on my plate. Drag my name through the mud. Quicksand to be your fate. But wait. Since we all come from a black mother, in a perfect world, every woman is my sister, every man is my brother. But it's a New Jack City, and you are a pretty motherfucker.
Damn, for real.
Untouchable till you get touched, celibate till you get fucked. The coolest nigga walking till you see me strut. Now what? Is your excuse for throwing shade on the cloudy day as I sit under a tree? Obviously, I intimidate you. I can tell. That's why I'd rather be a loner. I'd much rather be alone, yeah. I don't even wanna know ya. I don't wanna be known, no. Peace, truth, love, light. Revolution. Man, I'm gonna tell you I was crazy now. I appreciate it.
Hey, you know him now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, this is the first man I seen. I'm the first person you saw, too.
I know. I know. I was like,
hey, man.
Inspire me more. I'll be back. I have something. I like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna tell you something now. This is a little bit of talking that I want to do. Everything I'm sharing with y'all tonight, and I've always told poets, don't ever date your old material. Everything I'm sharing with y'all tonight, I wrote a long time ago. And I told y'all my feelings. Now, what happened, what's going on now, is that these poems, they feel like, even though I wrote them so long ago, that I wrote them as if I was describing this period of my life. And I always tell every poet, and you listen to this now, be careful what you write, because you're going to have to live it. The Bible is very specific. The basic instructions before leaving earth are very specific. about what you write down and put away come to pass. And I'm not even saying I'm mad, y'all. I'm just saying this is crazy. I was my therapist years ago. And I'm just not receiving, oh man, I don't want to cry up here. Peace, truth, love, light. Revolution. All this tightrope walking, this crying exhaustion says nothing when it's something. I just need substance, guess my karma's on my conscience. Sick to my stomach with this tightrope walking. Yeah, yeah. Tightrope walking. Yeah, yeah. Living life afraid of heights. Jumping off of cliffs to see if my wings were made for flight or ice. You know, Eagle Street or Happy Feet. Either way, I'm fighting out tonight. Scared of death or more afraid of life. Save your advice. Sometimes I just want to vent. You see, I've done more than witness the immaculate. I've worn the shoes of Lazarus. Risen from my shallow grave with knowledge of the Tetragrammaton. While my people all over the world, Pangea panhandling, begging in the motherfucking street for understanding. Well, understanding. Dramatically said, I am your father. And just like a young Anakin, the dark side is tempting him, whispering, is it really a sin for germs to die at the hands of Listerine? Are you listening or waiting to respond? Well, that doesn't make sense at the idea of a black James Bond. But pale ass Superman gets his power from the sun. Interesting. And I don't mean to make light of such a serious plight, but sometimes my thought process can be crippling. You see, I'm more than relatively conscious. I learned from the Elijahs. Elijah meaning messenger, and the message is Yahweh is God, and there will be an exodus. But faith can't be nurtureless, and righteousness is an applied talent. That's why Skywalkers never cease seeking balance. But damn it, on this planet, all this tightrope walking, it's quiet as Austin says, nothing when it's something. I just need substance, guess my karma's on my conscience. Sick to my stomach with this tightrope walking. Yeah, yeah. Tightrope walking. Yeah, yeah. Peace, truth, love, light. Revolution. I love y'all.
Come on, everybody close their eyes. We're going to look semi-interactive. Everybody close your eyes. Think about somebody who has a voice that just makes you melt. Ooh, y'all found it. For me, Tyrese can sing my drums out. So that's where I go, right? Okay, popping back up. So now you got that voice in your head. Imagine a conversation with them where you let them know that you're infatuated with the sound, the way it drips from your lips, flows through my auditory canal, caresses my eardrums, and gives my inner ear the business. See, it ravages my senses. I close my eyes and clench my thighs, but just as you reach your peak, you cease to speak. And I seek for repeat because you sound so unique, it pleases me. See, it seduces my synapses and my mind collapses. It lures me into a new dimension, arousing my intellect while releasing tension. All while fucking my cerebellum and rendering my mind blown. And the vibration of your vocal cords as you push air across them releases the most hypnotic waves. My pupils dilate, my insides shake, and I slip into a daze because I lust for your auditory expressions. Your voice penetrates my most perverted thoughts, permeating throughout my dreams and conquering my fantasies. It's damn near erotic the way you twist me mentally, leaving my acoustic nerve climaxing repeatedly, but continuing to sound so smooth. Managing to draw me in as a moth to the flame, this voice without name may just remain, but only as long as you continue to narrate my hallucinations. See, you've captured me with your articulation, this admiration. It's my drug of choice. Because I'm infatuated with your voice. So I guess, there's love in relationships. And then there's love in relationships. We're going to touch on both of those in this session. But we still on that first one, that love and relationships. Not necessarily loving ones, but we'll get there, okay? So it was this one dude. He was fun to be around. We was cool. And he just did something to me. I had to tell him, I get so high on your energy. See, your presence, that's my own personal dispensary. And between me and you, there's this crazy affinity, but I'm not trying to fuck with anybody's salinity. So I stay on my side of the street and you on yours. Because if we walk together, the rumors will spread like spores. Planting sporadically and growing into deeply rooted lies. And before this good thing can bud, it'll meet its demise. There'll be no drawing it out, no breaking it down, no rolling it up or passing it around. See, even though you give me a constant contact, any further pursuit would be an infract. Because you know that I know you're in a situation and you say she's not your girl, but there's plenty of speculation. See, she's all in my inbox checking up on you. And while I thought about being petty, that just may not be the move, but I went for that shit anyway. See, I told her you got me high today. You came near and you smiled and you took my breath away. It's like I hit this shit too hard and I couldn't chase the compliment. See, I'm just playing. I spared you that drama because I prefer to steer clear of those types of subjects. Yet for some reason it's still like you're my own personal botanist, my herbal and emotional mixologist, because you keep me high on your energy. Like I said, your presence is my own personal dispensary. And you just keep taking me higher, opening these various portals of desire that continuously takes me to a whole new high. That's our first stop on the buffet line. Our next stop on the buffet line is more people-wide. And y'all gonna hear me sing twice tonight. I can't sing my way out of brown paper bag with a hole in it, but y'all gonna hear it, okay? Don't judge me. I'm not a singer. I'm a poet. Sometimes. Other times I just get up here and talk. Freedom, freedom. Don't make that face. I can't move.
Golden, go ahead.
Freedom, cut me loose. I'm a prisoner. Detained in this war of morality. Held captive by the overseer of my mortality. Locked in this dungeon that was designed especially for me. I don't know how, but he found a way to entrap me. And then he tied about 12 tons to these chains, and each must be labeled with one of life's pains. I can't see them, but I feel them. I mean, why else would I be here? Being tortured by my fears. Persistently waterboarded with my own uncried tears, being haunted in the darkness. While maintaining visions of freedom incarnate, see, I have hope. I have hope that she'll come for me, and she'll shine her light and cut me free. But she dances silently if she's near. Because in this solitude, I am all that I hear. My heart racing, my heavy breathing, I only hear me and my blackness. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I'm sleep deprived. I am also peace deprived. See, I thought centuries had passed since she'd arrived, but I guess I must have missed her. Or what if they're caught and kissed her? See, if freedom is dead, how will I ever escape these chains? If freedom is dead, these screams are in vain. If freedom is dead, I'll slowly go insane. Crazy. That's right, I'm going crazy. Because I'm locked in this room alone, waiting for freedom's late ass to carry me home. But I can wait no longer. Nor will I let my morality be conquered. See, in this rebellion, I must grow stronger.
So I'll break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell.
Feels like my soul.
I must break free. I will be free. Oh wait, I get it. I see now that freedom is me. Ain't no chicken lights, but I ain't got hot. Sorry. Check this. I've got these things. And these things, they're actually wings. And these wings have been so tightly bound by these strings that it's taken me forever to free these wings. But once they were free, I learned that they were S-T-R-O-N-G. Now see, for generations, there's been such mystery around how I can endure such misery, but it's finally all starting to make sense to me. See, these wings, they shine so vividly that they're invisible to the naked gaze. See, my wings have been cloaked in B-L-A-C-K. And these wings, these things, they've been beautifully crafted by the hearts of queens and powered by the radiant sun's beams. So let me break down what this really means. These wings, they're not extensions of my skin. They're appendages of my soul. Because I am W-O-M-A-N. And see, they were designed for much more than flight. They wipe tears at night. They fill foreheads and rock babies to sleep. They've even picked up strong men who have fallen weak. These wings, they've birthed nations. They've raised and buried generations. They've carried the weight of the world, and they've nurtured every little boy and every little girl. They proliferate just so I can be in two places at one time so that I can take care of others while I'm busy squeezing dollars from dimes. So I guess it's time I tell you the secret behind these wings. They were forged from gold and reinforced with titanium beams. With downs of diamonds and coverts of pearls, these wings are the most beautiful treasures in the world. But evil comes to break each one down individually. You know, picking out them gem from gem and beating on them brutally, but to no avail. Because the strength in these wings will always prevail. Gifted from queens and kings, these brilliant, solar-powered, diamond-encrusted wings, they're a source of light, and they're a source of life. Forever immortalized and mandated by the world's insanity, these wings, they belong to the keepers of humanity. So COVID made me a mommy, so y'all get to hear some mommy shit. All right. Don't say aw, because it's probably not that. She's aw. She's like, please. But being pregnant in grad school during the pandemic is probably, a lot to take. It's a lot to take in your head, right? And so I found that my mind was in the midst of a metamorphosis. It was manifesting dark thoughts. Pain was seeping through each of my orifices. These synapses were in knots. I guess I was mimicking medicated meditation because I had never been this type of sober. And I couldn't reach a safe level of sedation. I just wanted the nightmare to be over. I was tossing. I was turning. I was caught in deep sleep. Having dreams about nothing. I guess my imagination was failing me. Maybe because when I closed my eyes, my blood boiled and my thoughts began to blister. See, I had become so tightly coiled, those screams were amplified and sorrow was a transistor. But I awoke in the midst of that inferno, unfazed by the flames. I rose from that darkness knowing that I could never be the same. See, I was now impregnated with change. And these chaotic chimeric concepts, that shit was flooding my brain. And these visions were growing far too strange. But I guess even strong minds break in the midst of a metamorphosis. And no matter my level of resourcefulness, I was struggling to piece together the pieces. As I prayed that the creativity never ceases, so that I could continue to provide an anecdote that art is the antidote that counted me from dropping a note in the envelope and becoming a ghost. And that healing was my paradigm shift. And it quickly reminded me that this life is a gift. And bringing it across the rift, that was one of life's greatest accomplishments. And the love that it brought with it is limitless, but not without consequence. See, she is the impetus that forced me into the sun's rays. And for that, she has spent each of her earthly days mending mama sutures. As I fought for her future, she came and she swept my pain away. and she carried me through a metamorphic birth. That one got a little deep. Bring it down. But you know, she is.
Girl, wait till she's 14. She is my angel right now. She's smarter than me. She knows everything more than we do. No, so like the wisdom on this one.
Daddy got her.
Like, this is the most crazy, 14 the most craziest people say. I mean, the little bit that they're strong. Like, my daughter's got me right now. That's all I have to say. You can't even imagine it, like, 14 years out. You just wait and see.
I couldn't imagine today, so my God couldn't imagine that. I ain't gonna get into that. But, you know, she's a little slice of heaven. Ooh-wee. My baby's got a smile like the sunrise. She brings sunshine to my day. See, I brought forth light in my darkest hour. I faced life events from which I've always cowered, and I dug deep to harness my feminine power so that I could fight the wilting of an unbloomed flower. But then I shook the risk of deep infection, as I felt the pain of them sewing up my C-section. All so I could bring forth sweet, pure perfection, and her face completely made me forget my dejection. That is, until I learned of my non-functioning kidneys. Can you imagine the shock and terror that shit sent me? With strength on my face, but my mind in a frenzy, I was quickly reminded of the fear that was deep within me. See, for once, I couldn't put matter over my mind. My mental and physical had become misaligned, all while my nightmares and reality were becoming intertwined, and I was hoping the only thing that would be passing was time. That is. But yet, I returned to the circus, a reimagined ringmaster, unable to thrive because my thoughts and emotions were scattered. I struggled to adjust because my ability to cope never mattered, yet I was still working the big top like the shit was never shattered. But then there she is. Her and our beautiful connection. Her love, it successfully helped me hide my depression. And I guess her affection helped as my deflection to show the world that I ain't got all the protection. But see, I'm not looking at you. I ain't try to do that. So maybe the kill her off there. Damn! Her affection helped me to successfully hide my dejection. And I've got this ever-growing list of things I deplore. And life just keeps pouring salt in this never-healing sore. Then she smiles at me. She makes my heart swell with pride. And she reminds me to take this life in stride. And hearing her laugh, it's worth every tear I've cried. So I watch her in amazement. And I escape into her vibrancy. Because my baby's got a smile like the sunrise. She brings sunshine to my day. And with sparkling eyes like starry skies, she sweeps my sadness away. That's for my baby. I ain't gonna leave y'all sad and crying though. I ain't gonna leave y'all all in your emotions like I just did. I'm gonna lift you back up, because you know, you can go through all that in the midst of the pandemic. You find out that I am a queen. And I exist in this state that is so serene while I breathe as a mortal. Steady yet labored, and I walk as a goddess. Smooth, weightless, and favored, but in all reality, I am a titan. See, my skin absorbs the light and that shit shines like diamonds. This skin is molecularly magnificent, and this melanin works magic even when the concentration is quite different. See, it fuels my body by capturing the sun's rays and exudes excellence in numerous ways. See, without this melanin, you'd have no keratin.
that piques your interest and keeps them coming like heroin. See, keratin is what builds your crown, which demands their attention whether it's twisted up or it's flowing down. It accents your digits and emphasizes your rings. It covers your head, your toes, and everything in between. And see, that's what makes me phenomenal. Because I can carry the world without disrupting a single follicle. And I reek of femininity and uniqueness in the way I carry these curves. That shit is pure genius. And I personify grace when I'm so tightly bound, and there's limitless versatility rooted in this crown. But what makes me a titan is that my presence is impactful and my light just might be blinded. And for that reason, I'll make an impression with every step that I take, in every room that I enter, with every move that I make.
My guitar's a little hot, it's a little louder than I expected it to be. Didn't really have time to turn it down. Cool. Can y'all hear me okay, even though I'm not using the mic? Okay. Cool, that song is Everything Beautiful. Nice Michigan She Loves song. But no matter how much we love people, you know, we ain't gonna beg them to stick around, ain't that right? That's right. So, this next song is kind of my little, you know, stick it to them, you know, I'm great type of thing, and you better recognize. So this next song is called Ain't Gonna Beg. I think this is my last song too, by the way. So, I'm Sydney Alexander, CYD, NEE space ALYXZAN. And you can listen to my music on Spotify or YouTube or Pandora or Tidal. I don't know. Whatever y'all use, you can find me. Apple Music. Yep. You can find me there. Find me on Instagram. We can be friends. Say hey. Anyway, ain't gonna beg. That's what. You're the only one can make me feel invisible. Have you ever even thought about seeing me? Oh, but I ain't gonna beg you, darling. Ain't gonna go chasing you around. Said I ain't gonna beg you, darling. Ain't gonna go chasing you around. They see I got my pride on the side, yeah, don't worry. But even I gotta die sometimes for the sake of love, you know. So I get down on my knees just to help you see that I've been praying for love like yours constantly. But I ain't gonna beg you, darling. Ain't gonna go chasing you around. Said I ain't gonna beg you, darling. Ain't gonna go chasing you around. Yeah, you fine and you know it. Yeah, you could have all of me. But you like to go around and break hearts just for the sport of it. But I won't be just another notch on your belt. If you try me, you won't want no one else. You ain't never had a love like this. So I ain't gonna beg you, darling. Ain't gonna go chasing you around. Said I ain't gonna beg